challenge you, as because when I look at this room, you are largely people of my generation. Our generation must deliberately identify a person and sponsor them to become a president. And I'll tell you why. One day, Uhuru Kenyatta, because I worked for him, and his friends sat down and decided they were going to produce a president with his friends, and they produced a president. William Ruto and his friends and age mates went to a church somewhere in Marara and decided long time ago that they were going to sponsor a president and that they would have a president. Today, they have a president. We have two options: to make a decision that our generation, our role is just to hand over a torch to the next generation, or to make a decision that people like Ruto deserve to rise and hold the leadership of this country. And if we are to make that decision, it will be made from such rules. I have participated on two presidents who went on to become presidents in this country, and when we began those conversations, Uhuru Kenyatta yake tulianza mahali kwa Hague, karibu kwa mti kwa one of the trees that was before we went to court. And William Ruto, the conversation started somewhere in a moving car. So the conversation to become a president does not start in a very beautiful place. It starts from homes, like this one. And having listened to the MCAs who have spoken here, you have great potential. Lakini hatutakubali ati kazi yetu kila wakati ni kusema yes sir na tunalaini hapo nyuma. The next succession of politics, we will be on the table to negotiate for generational candidates. Name the person you prefer will be the president, lakini wacha negotiate na sisi. And I'm going to throw the final thing before I finish talking. Moses Kuria, why is he a cabinet secretary? Alikuwa na chama inaitwa? Yeah? CCK. Today is a cabinet secretary. Iko na MPs wangapi bunge? One, Mr. Alfred Mutua, my friend, is a cabinet secretary for foreign affairs. Alikuwa na chama maendeleo chapcha. Moses Masika Wetangula, Fort Kenya iko na MPs wawili. Mudavadi, hata MCA wake wa pale nyumbani ni wa UDA, but he had a party. What I'm basically saying, we must aim at the moon and negotiate. The next succession of politics, we will not get into it to negotiate for jobs. We will get our share of the cake on the table. And I encourage you guys to think of politics that way. Let us not think of politics in our generation anymore as people who will be waiting for something to be given to us. Let's go grab on the table. If they beat us on the table in a discussion, we will allow them to become president, but in between there, they will give us 30% of government. We cannot continue as a generation to continue just supporting other people to rise. We must ourselves decide that there is a position for us. I think we were insight enough, and I was saying all that because of this gentleman called Kiruga Thuku. Kiruga Thuku, the first time I met him, we were not friends. We had a fundraising for a group of people whose names I will not mention because they are in the opposition and started the election. We had a fundraising. Someone in that team had lost their mother, and Kiruga was the MC. And at the time they were seriously fighting me. Sasa walikuwa wamejaribu kuraise hiyo bill yao ikakataa. So on the final day, I was told they had been unable to raise the bill. Na wale watu walikuwa na support against me, walikuwa wamekataa kuja kwa hiyo fundraising. So I appeared in that fundraising, na Kiruga saizi walikuwa na hiyo pande. But when I got in there, because of his own principles, at that very moment, he changed his stand because he saw that I would even stand with my enemies. And from that day on, we became friends. And by the way, we achieved the target for whoever was raising that money. And from that day on, we have been very good friends. When I was kidnapped and injured, one of the people who were the first in the hospital and the first at my bedside was this gentleman from Nyeri. I therefore have a lot of respect for him. Having said that, because of time, mimi ninataka nikuje Nyeri tuongee zaidi. Having said that, I really appreciate my time here. I will donation of 100,000 shillings to support the foundation. But this is just a donation for what I understand is geometric sets. Every time we have an event of this foundation, I commit to contribute. And not only on my own behalf, but because I have a big team in Ruto. Ruto is a team about our generation. I am trying to tell our generation we have a chance in the next succession of politics, and we must begin taking it. So with that team, we not only promise to contribute but to participate in every event, not done by Kiruga Thuku, the MCA, but done by Kiruga Thuku Foundation.